This is the feistiest white girl that I've ever seen in my life. Let's watch this.
There's a reason that we've created the concept of being a pick-me.
All right, it's a little low right here.
It's basically a young woman, usually, who is trying so hard to seem like she's compatible with men. Now, this is because men have options, right? Men naturally have options just as women do. But what power does a man...
Easy there, white girl. Not all men, right? That's only a very small percentage of guys that have that many options, right? But what guys don't understand is that they have more options than just women. Women don't just react, don't just become attracted to men with female options. There's other forms of abundance that you could show to a woman that makes her attracted to you. And we're going to talk about that when she's done talking. We're going to go to the blackboard over there. As you guys can see, the blackboard is over there. And we're going to teach you guys how to do that, okay? Let's keep listening to what she's saying right here, because I think it's important.
Man have when he has options compared to a woman. A man with options, honestly, it sets the tone. Okay, when a woman sees a man with options, she's like, okay, he can either choose to be a bachelor or he can choose to be in a relationship, right? Like, he can choose one of two ways to go about his options.
She's missing the third option: bang the whole fucking city, right? So she's missing that there's an option where guys, in fact, that's the option that most guys take, actually.
And so a woman may test this, she may not, depending on how interested she is in you. But if she is interested, she will test to see if you'll pick her. Now, this whole phenomenon, I guess, like this dynamic,
as you guys can see, right, it's what the fuck is this? As you can see, women react to that. When they see you have options, a woman will activate her pick-me instincts, and it'll cause her to try to win you over because of her ego, right? And let me be very clear, and you know I'm very clear in my videos before we go to the blackboard. This works best on women with low self-esteem, right? I'm not talking shit on women with low self-esteem. I'm not saying this only works with women with low self-esteem, but because that's fundamentally what you need. A woman with low self-esteem most likely never had a dad, or maybe had an inconsistent relationship with her dad, so she values the male gaze, she values male validation, right? In her brain, she never got validated by the most important man in her life. So there's like a deep desire for male validation and to project those insecurities onto another man, especially if you kind of look like her or resemble her dad. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how to do that, how to activate that. And again, if you're not in a stereotypically attractive guy, this works best if you're this actually is one of the best things you could do if you're stereotypically unattractive. Because the options that I'm gonna talk about today not only gives you the options to get more women, right? But also these options allows you to have emotional resilience, to deal with the rejection, right? To deal with the inevitable pain and bitterness that women will cause in you because of their inconsistency, and some women because of their malicious intent, right? So this is very important so that you guys don't become a bunch of bittered men, because that's what Asian does to a lot of guys. They get bittered and jaded, all right? Okay, let's begin with the video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and then you'll be able to book a one-on-one phone call. And if you guys want to purchase my courses, at the end of the video, I'm gonna have an ad that explains to you guys what I have to offer to you guys. Okay, the course is called Dark Game, for example. Let's continue with the video. Let's go to the blackboard. Now, there's a warning with this video. Any person that doesn't want you to have options, even if you're dating them, they're toxic. Okay? Even if you're dating them, they're toxic. For the simple fact that they're trying to monopolize you. Healthy people, if you're dating someone and she's good for me, for example, she's gonna be okay with me having other options. Now, again, having options doesn't mean having a bunch of strippers as my friends, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Options mean that you have other things that you spend your time on. It's not just the opposite sex, okay? So remember, if you apply this and the person
Like if the girl that I'm with, she doesn't want me to do any of these things, she's toxic. Get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck how much gluck gluck she does. I don't give a fuck how good that poom poom is. Get the fuck out. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like seriously. So that's because a lot of people who have low self-esteem will confuse people's controlling nature as love, as though they care about you when in reality they don't. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Okay, good. All right, let's begin with the video. So, put it right here. All right, so the first one is have a, let me make sure you hear, have a purpose. Now, what do I mean by having a purpose? Having a purpose means that you have two types of purposes in life: your inner purpose and your outer purpose. Your outer purpose is the things in life: getting a job, working out, getting that career, getting that girl, right? Goals. Your inner purpose is what you want to feel on a consistent basis, right? And you work on that through practicing meditation, seeing a therapist if that works for you, doing sports to regulate your emotions, for example. For me, it's consistently being present, consistently not allowing the situations to get me out of my rocks, right? I'm always staying grounded. When you make that your purpose, people will feel like they wanna get you off balance. Meaning, some women find my tranquility find me to be so tranquil that they'll start doing dramatic shit just to get me out, just to snap me out of it. They find my peace intimidating, right? Why? Because to them, they're used to guys reacting when they pull away. They're used to guys acting needy or being impatient at them being inconsistent. They're used to it. So you prioritizing your inner peace, it offends them because then you become unreactive to them, and that's good. It shows them that they have no power over you, and over time they'll learn to get used to it. But the most importantly, they get one message across. What is that? That you're willing to walk. Let's put this right here. You're willing to walk away. You develop the emotional resilience to be willing to walk away. Your other life is competition to them. You know what I'm saying? What people have to understand, right? Let's draw something here quickly, right? What people have to understand is that the human ego is extremely fragile, and because it's extremely fragile, it'll make an enemy out of nothing. And when people know that you leaving them doesn't mean that you're gonna be sad, that you're gonna be depressed. When they realize that you could be happy without them, it triggers them. It pisses them off, right? Because it's an attack on their ego. They say to themselves, why aren't they miserable, right? I did them a favor. That was an opportunity of a lifetime. Who the fuck do they think they are being happy, not being with me, right? And the human animal doesn't like that. They don't like that. They want to see you miserable in their absence, right? And so that's the key. You sort of create competition through the possibility. Come back, people. There you go. You create competition by letting them know that this is not the only way I could be happy. Why? To the miserable, unhappy person, this is the only way they're happy. So they're projecting on you, right? It's pretty much called a projection. So have an inner purpose. Always make your inner peace your most important thing. If you're with someone that makes you stressed, that pisses you off, that makes you impatient because they're a bad texter, sorry about that, I'm just a bad texter, get the fuck out then. What the fuck? Like, if you're a bad texter, my solution isn't to fix you. My solution is to get out. Why? Because my most important thing is my inner reality. Peace. Like I said, I was dating this girl, and I'm a peaceful person. But I began dating her, and then all of a sudden, we start arguing because sometimes she will cancel, or sometimes she will get offended by something that I said when in reality it wasn't offensive, and I would unfollow her, and she'll come back and say, hey, why you unfollow me? I was just mad. I'm happy now. I'm like, listen, my love, this is stressful for me. As nice as those tickle bitties are, you're stressing me out, and this is not worth it. My outer reality is my outer purpose is to get the poom poom, right? To get to know you, to have a relationship. But my inner purpose is being destroyed because yo goofy ass don't know how to have a peaceful conversation. So what did I do? I turned away and walked out and found somebody else. The next one is the presence of the opposite sex, right? Now, it doesn't mean, like I always tell people, right? Come here. It doesn't mean that you bang the whole football team, okay? It doesn't mean that you bang the whole football team. What this means is that you just have friends of the opposite sex. Now, they're not close friends. Careful there, I'm not kidding. But that you have associates. But how does that look like? Well, let me put it right here. It could just be that maybe you go to an art group. I have an art group, right? And so you do art together. Or maybe you have a meditation group. Okay? Or maybe you're in a running group. The point is that you have a group of people that you meet on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. That people realize that, and naturally, look, if you play basketball, you know one thing. When you're playing basketball and nobody is waiting to replace the losing team, people play lazy. But when you're playing basketball and you know and you know that you have 2 or 3 people who have next, meaning if you lose, you gotta wait 30 minutes to play again. People play harder. The presence of the opposite sex literally causes people to work harder. You'll notice that this person maybe shaves now. You'll notice that this person runs more. I'm telling you, right? When people find you attractive, for example, like if they find you attractive, for example, let's just say you have a friend. You want to know how you know that like if I have a female friend, one of the ways that I know that she likes me now is that out of nowhere she starts dressing up nice. Out of nowhere she starts losing weight. Out of nowhere, when she's with me, now she's dressing really good. Right? Now she's wearing that cologne. Because the presence of the opposite sex naturally in human animals creates more, not competition, but aggressiveness. It creates aggression. Aggression in terms of I want you. And so they start doing things, they even start competing for you, right? So how do you create that more? Just do things with other people also, right? Don't do things by yourself, okay? Don't be in a room all by yourself meditating. Shit, right? Do not do that. Don't be in your room meditating by yourself. For the simple being that everything that you do, you're always gonna do it better in a group. That's just human nature. Everything that you do will be done much better and with more energy when you do it in a group. If you meditate in a group. If you play basketball, play basketball with people. If you draw with a group. You're always gonna get better, and above all, you're not gonna be isolated. That has a psychological effect. That has a psychological effect on you, but it has a psychological effect on the people that you're dating, and just generally on the people around you. And that will give you more aura. And people just will find you more attractive. Now mind you, if somebody's not your type, if you're not their type, this is not gonna work, okay? Like you have to be, in their minds, you have to be somewhat attractive, right? But generally speaking, even if you're not their type, okay? Even if you're not their type, what this would do is that people will respect you more. Okay, so they may not want to be with you, but they'll respect you more and possibly recommend you to other people. Okay? Because sometimes being unattractive is one thing, but then how you react to your unattractiveness is another thing, because that will cause other people not to recommend you to other people. Right? But if you're unattractive, but you're okay with it, right? And you have a healthy life, a healthy mindset, well then people will say, oh, okay, you know what, they may not be my type, but let me recommend them to this person. And honestly, in my experience, a lot of women will never recommend you to their friends, not because of how you look, but a lot of the times because of your character, right? If they think you're sleazy, for example, they will never recommend you, okay? So having options is one way to to increase your value, but also it's another way to regulate your emotions, right? You get validated by other people, and that allows you to not need this person's validation as hard as most people. Okay. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys later.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.